to the 6th episode of Comic Convo. This will be our free comic book day special. So to jump right in, I'll tell you the books that I picked up this Saturday. The first is Archaia's offering. Now this is unusual, seeing as it's a hardback book and they've blown all other companies out of the water with this. For free, you're getting a book that's pretty decent. It's well made, it's a nice quality book, so they put a lot of work into it, and hopefully that will mean good sale returns for them. Now this obviously heavily features M.R.L.Y, one of their more popular titles, but it's more of an anthology book. So there's a labyrinth story in there as well about Hoggle and the little worm. And there are some other short stories in here as well, and as Archaia describes it themselves,
first ever free comic book day original graphic novella hardcover anthology.
I actually really enjoyed this, and like I said, I'd probably keep it somewhere quite good because it's sturdy enough to keep up on a shelf or something. So good one, Archaia. Next up is Dark Horse's offering. This is the Star Wars and Serenity flip book, both written by Zach Whedon, and the Serenity half having art by Fabio Moon, which is always a delight. Zach has done something quite interesting with these two books because they're both mirroring each other in terms of story, and they go so far as sharing some dialogue between the two. He's crafted something to work as a flip book, which could only really work on a free comic book day, seeing as people are more likely to pick up a flip book and take it seriously for free comic book day and not so much purchase it from a comic book store. So he's tried something different here. I enjoyed it for what it was, and if you're a fan of sci-fi, you're probably a fan of Star Wars and Serenity already. So you're probably going to want to pick this up. Now onto something else that I picked up. It was Dinosaurs Vs Aliens, something that sounds absolutely terrible and actually was better than I expected it to be, but I'm still probably not going to be picking it up when it comes out as a graphic novel or whatever it is they're doing with it. The only reason I picked it up is because Grant Morrison's name is attached, and obviously they've tried to sell that quite well because his name is relatively big. Not as big as Barry Sonnenfeld, who apparently is the director of the Men in Black films, so that's great. I wasn't sold on that alone, I was sold on Grant Morrison being the writer, and from the first 5 or 6 pages he didn't have a lot of work to do apparently, although there are some interesting sketches and scripts from Mr. Morrison himself. He does actually, to give him credit, he does go into a fair amount of detail into what should be on each panel. If you want to get inside the head of a creator that you're interested in, scripts are quite a good way because they show their entire thinking of the concept of the comic book. For that alone, this was worth picking up, and who am I to complain? It's free. I'd be a bit of a dick if I was just sitting there saying, oh, it's not good enough. Just some of the other books that I picked up this year. I got the 2000 AD issue. This is the second time they've done this for free comic book day, and if they keep doing it, I'll keep picking them up because they're interesting. They've got an Alan Moore story in here, cover by Jock, and they're British, and so am I, so I've got to support the cause. I've heard a lot about Adventure Time, the TV show, and the comic book being very good, so I thought I'd give this a go. It also has a flip book with Peanuts. Stories in this are really good. Some might say better than some of the more grown-up comic books. They really get this, seeing as free comic book days for kids, trying to lure them sounds a bit wrong, but to try and encourage them to read comic books, and these kind of books are exactly what's going to help this industry grow with those new customers. I also picked up Atomic Robo because it's a big robot and a talking dinosaur. I also picked up another flip book, or not flip book, a double story, The Incredible Rockhead and Zinc Alloy. It looked fun and stupid, and it was more so the latter. The art on the second story, Zinc Alloy especially, was pretty fun, nice and cartoony. Again, kids would probably love this because it's set in school, both of them. They can relate to it a lot, and I'm sure I would have loved this as a kid. So that's all for this week and the Free Comic Book Day special edition. Have you picked up any of these books, or are you interested in any of them? Do you agree with my views on them? Disagree? Just discuss, let me know. We'll return next week with the usual schedule with number 7. I also might give a quick rundown of the Avengers because I saw that a couple of weeks ago and it was sweet. I'll get into a bit more detail than that because that was a pretty shit review. Anyway, catch you later.